Well, hello, glorious people of the interwebs, and welcome back to No Man's Sky. Today I'm going to be showcasing the best method to make money in this wonderful game, and you're going to be able to do this all passively. You're going to be able to wake up in the morning after not playing all night and have hundreds of millions of dollars available for you to sell when you get back into the game. This is an absolutely amazing method, and we're going to be showing you how to do it. Now, this is going to require probably about an hour or two of setup, but all in all, it's going to be really easy, and you can do this very early in the game with a few things. Now, this is going to require the new mining stuff, and we've just so happened to found an S-level activated indium. Now, we are going to be farming activated indium, and I've been showing this off in live streams the past couple days, but we're going to be showing this in a larger scale now, and it's going to be an absolutely ridiculous amount of money. Now, to be able to access this mining feature and be able to scan for deposits like this, you are going to need a new scanner, which you can get from the anomaly. So you can get it from the Nexus, and that is going to be the survey device. So it's a self-contained circuit. Basically, this is going to allow you, when you use L2, to hit left or right on the D-pad to change into this scanning thing. And you're going to scan for these deep level mineral deposits. This is going to take the most amount of time. You're going to want a B or better. Obviously, the higher tier, the more money you're going to make per hour. And got lucky enough to find an S tier. Now, unfortunately, we did find an S tier here, but we did not find any of the power stuff. You need to go a distance of 500 away to be able to find a new spot to be able to farm up things, whether it's mining, a gas cloud, or electromagnetic field. Best case scenario is finding this with an electromagnetic field, but unfortunately that's not going to be the case. We are still going to set this up passively with solar panels, and I'm going to show you exactly how many it's going to take and all that stuff once this horrible storm is over. One thing I do want to showcase is actually leveling this area out. I've been working on different builds for this for the past couple days after live streams, and then I discovered you can just flatten out the entire area by placing things on the flat part, and then we're just going to flatten this entire area. We can build a nice farming base here and make it not look like hammered butt. Now, as I mentioned, there is going to be a couple things that we need to get from the space anomaly, and you will unlock the space anomaly after doing the story, and by the time you have unlocked the space anomaly, you should have everything you need to be able to complete this, and it's going to be great. So for those of you that are just getting to the space anomaly, if you're wondering where to buy all this stuff, just follow the direction that I've gone, and right back here, there's going to be this area where you can buy all sorts of upgrades. Now, to be able to get to an indium system or a blue star system to get this activated indium, you're going to need starship upgrades. And I do highly recommend getting these first because they cost about, I think you need a total of 400 nanites to be able to get all of these upgrades, but you're going to need the cadmium drive, which means you're going to need to use this to go to a star system to get the emerald drive. You go to Emerald Drive, you farm up Emerald, and then you can make the Indium Drive. This is all really quick. You can find all of these just as common as copper. It's basically the version of copper in each of these star clusters. So you're going to need to get to the Indium Drive, which will allow you to get the activated Indium, and it's very common to find on planets. The difficulty part is going to be a planet that you actually want to live on and build on. The next thing you're going to need is some upgrades. Now, you can get fancy things for your base, but the things you're going to need are going to be not technology, but we are going to want way over here the industrial modules. Now, in the story, you're going to unlock the biofuel reactor, and then you're going to need to get the battery and the solar panel. If you want the best way to be able to do this, you're going to want the electromagnetic generator, but this is only going to come in handy if you find an electromagnetic field within the area where you're farming, and then you'll have to take cables from your electromagnetic generation farm and bring those all the way to your mining farm. It's a little bit more complicated and hard to find close together, but that's what you're going to need for that. I'm just going to use solar panels, batteries, and wires. And then you're going to need to obviously get the mineral extractor, the supply depot, and the supply pipe. Those are the only things that you're going to absolutely need other than the analysis visor, which you can get over here. You're going to go to the multi-tool guy here, and you're going to need to buy the analysis visor upgrade, with nanites as well. So this is going to take a little bit of nanites. You can buy, if you want, you can buy platinum and then convert that into nanites, or you can farm eggs, but you're going to need this guy right here, the survey device. Once you get all of this, we're going to be able to build our base. Now, when you scan for these upgrades, it's going to take you pretty much to the center, and you're going to see that the density is around 400. Now, a little trick is you don't actually have to build at the center of this. You do have some leeway and some extreme leeway, especially with the S-Class. Obviously, if you keep that density around 400, it's going to be really, really great. But I basically brought it out away from the water, obviously, and then found a spot where I could flatten it out really nice, and that's what I do recommend doing. But as you can see, the density gets lower and lower the farther we get away. But you could, especially with an S-Class, you could see just how far you could probably extend this out. So that's something to keep in mind as well if you're looking to use the electromagnetic fields to help you out. Unfortunately, there are none close by, but that is a little trick to keep in mind, that you don't have to actually build this on top of right where you scan it. You have a lot of leeway to be able to move your miners out. Now, I flattened all of this out, and I'm trying to figure out exactly how I want to make this look. I don't know if I want to have a pathway or just have it like nice grass. I think I'm probably just going to have... you know what? I'm probably going to keep the pathway because this is kind of extending out a little bit, and then I can fill in like this to make it look nice. I want to make this look really nice. You can go the extra mile like I am, or you can do it as simple as possible. It's really going to be up to you. So things are looking pretty good right now. We have got one line of miners and one line of storage devices. And right now we are generating an absolute astronomical amount of money. We're making 13 million per hour passively right now, which means we don't ever have to worry about this again until we need to collect it. Now, right now we can hold 16,000 in storage. So what we could do is if we want to mine more per hour, we can add more miners. Or if we want to add just storage for passively acquiring stuff, we could add more storage, or we could add both. Right now, we're going to fill the storage up in an hour, so I would probably add twice as many storage devices. So I would add, instead of 13, I would have 26 storage devices, giving us around just an absolute massive, what is it, like 34,000 room, which will allow us 2 hours of collection. So right now we're making so much money with the activated indium here, and it's being mined up so fast because we got the S-Class deposit, to where we need way more storage depots than we actually do miners. Now this is obviously going to change depending on the class of mine that you find, but you can kind of just scale it depending on however you want. You can make this as small as you want or as large as you want, and really all you need to worry about is how much storage you want. So if you're going to take, like, you know, a 13-hour break from the game, then make sure you have 13 hours worth of storage. That way you're never really wasting money, and you can really scale this however you want. Now, as far as power goes, we are able to power this completely with solar. I've got 20 solar devices here, generating a total of, well, right now it's at half power, but when these are at full power, we'll be generating 1,000 kp, kilowatts per second. I don't know if that's exact. I think that's kilowatts per second. As you can see, as the sun's going down, it's getting less and less, but then we have the batteries as backup. Now this is where we need to figure out the balance here. So right now we have 35 minutes until drained, and nighttime lasts, I think it's like 15 minutes of nighttime. So yeah, we got 13 minutes of dark hours, but really we need to figure out the balance between when this is no longer generating power and how many dark hours we have left versus how much time we have left on the batteries if you want 100% uptime. So it's really just going to be balancing that out, and once we figure out the time, there we go, it's completely nighttime. So we have 8 minutes of power in the batteries, and we have 13 minutes until nighttime. So that means we need to add about 3 more batteries. Basically, once these solar panels go dark, you need to make sure you have enough batteries to last the entire dark hours if you want 100% uptime. Honestly, if you miss like 2 minutes or something like that, on the grand scheme of things, you're not going to lose a lot of money per hour. Well, I wanted to build a super fancy base here, but I wanted to make it out of, like, glass and stuff, but I can't make any glass. So I'm going to have to forego actually building my wonderful base part. I could just make it out of, like, metal and stuff, but it's not going to look really great if I do that. Although, one strange thing about these prefab structures is they're incredibly laggy inside. I don't know what the deal is with that, but on the PlayStation, very, very laggy inside the pre-made structures. But regardless, things are looking pretty good here. So we can go into this mode here, in the build mode, and you can see that we got 3, 6, and 9 batteries on this side. We've got a total of 26... Oh, this one's like off-centered. Oh my god. 26 storage devices, 13 miners, and then I went a little... Well, I went very, very overboard with the solar panels. You do not need this many solar panels. I have, I think, 40 over here. You only really need 20 to make this work with this amount of stuff, but I am going to be upgrading this base quite a bit and probably living here too. So I figured I would just go ham with the power. I need one more, so we actually have 39 here. I need to squeeze one more in there. But regardless, that gives you a ton of power. And basically, the entire time that we've spent building this, this is about full. So we got 22,000. So this right here is worth 20 million units. 20 million. That is a ton. That is astronomical. So let's put this in our high capacity spot in there. And then we can go sell that. But regardless, this is an incredibly amazing money method. I could double the money per hour, and all I would need to do is put more miners here. And technically, if we look at our... Is this at full power right now? So we're using right now 670 kilowatts per hour or per second or whatever it is. But we have 2,000 available. So I could literally, with the 40 solar panels here and all of our batteries, which they don't even die. They're fully charged right now. I think they use about 50% before daytime. So we could put 13 more here, and we would be making 20 million per hour passively all the time. Super duper easy. More money than you could ever use. Well, you could probably use it if you want to buy like an S-Class freighter or something like that. But regardless, I do hope you all enjoyed the episode. Let me know what you think in the comments below. And I'll see you all in the next one.